I can't believe this is an actual film.
This is ridiculous.
There's taking schoolwork seriously, and then there's this. This is killer grades. I'm Jay Harangue and I've wasted hours of my life watching terrible films.
You should subscribe.
This is Michelle and she's the main character.
Hi.
Her mum Catherine is really proud of her because today she's trying out for the academic decathlon team.
Wow.
The tryout is one test and when she arrives, this girl already hates her. But this one doesn't.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, kind of.
Right? I totally am too. Sarah. Michelle.
So now they're best friends. Yeah. Michelle's mum Catherine has a stupid little business where they publish books, and this is her assistant Wendy. Wendy has suggested they publish this parenting book, and Catherine agrees to read it. Back to the test, and Michelle has finished early, and Mr. Lou, the decathlon coach, seems pretty impressed.
All right, Michelle. We'll be in touch.
Although we don't see Mr. Lou knocking one out under the desk, it's certainly implied. That evening, Catherine and Michelle are having coffee at this place, and oh look, what a coincidence, Mr. Lou is there.
He's coming over. Don't embarrass me.
Michelle? Is this your mom?
Hi, I'm Catherine. Would you like to join us?
Yeah, I think I've got a few minutes.
Come on, have a seat.
His name, by the way, is Lou Johnson, but for some reason he's known as Mr. Lou. Mr. Lou starts telling Catherine how Michelle is the first person in 5 years to finish the test, so he invites her to join the team there and then.
Really? What?
Yes, really.
That's right, another ridiculous coincidence is that bitchy girl from the test earlier just happened to be walking past at the exact moment Michelle was asked to join the team. Apparently she was out for a walk with her dad.
What are you doing back there?
Sorry.
You need to stay focused. This is why you didn't finish the test. Now, come on, keep up.
What?
Her dad seems to be just as obsessed with the academic decathlon team as everyone else in this town.
Yep.
While Catherine and Michelle celebrate with an ice cream, someone's in their house looking through all Michelle's stuff. When they get home, the intruder is still there, but he manages to escape and runs off, down the middle of the road in his burgling gear. The next morning, Catherine is telling Michelle about this parenting book that Wendy recommended. She reckons it's a great book to publish, but is worried it's too big a job for a stupid little business. But she agrees to do it anyway and tells Wendy the good news. It's the first day of school now and it's time to meet the academic decathlon team. We've already met Mr. Lou, we've already met Michelle and her new best friend Sarah, and we've met Kerry the bitch. But here are the others. This is Kerry's friend Galen, who exists purely for Kerry's benefit. This is Sophie, who's totally irrelevant, and so is this guy. I don't think we even find out his name. He may even be a non-speaking extra. Anyway, Mr. Lou's like, right kids, this is serious. I want to win nationals. He reminds the kids and the audience that this is a class, so they will be receiving a grade. He's made this ridiculous rule where because they're a team, all the kids will get the same grade, and that grade will be that of the lowest grade scored on each test.
That's absurd.
So, like, if one person fails, everyone fails.
Kerry's like, that's not fair. But he's like, yeah, well, that's how it is, so deal with it. He also tells them that in addition to their morning session, they'll be doing a few hours every day after school in various off-campus locations.
This is getting serious.
Galen's like, but I've got a job. He's like, so? Just quit. Galen, this is serious. Despite these ridiculous rules, all the kids are really excited about the team and we get this montage of them all studying and getting questions right. But hang on, it looks like Michelle's new best friend Sarah is struggling.
Oh no!
And this hasn't gone unnoticed by Mr. Lou. I feel like I'm constantly saying Mr. Lou, but anyway, today they're getting their first test results back, and due to Mr. Lou's stupid rule, the whole class has scored a 71.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, I would have had a 96?
Obviously, it's Sarah who's let the team down, and Kerry starts kicking off, saying that Sarah isn't even good enough for the team.
Fair enough.
Sarah storms out and Michelle goes after her.
Come on, it was just the first test. I think it was my last. No, hey, wait!
Then later, she finds her unconscious on the floor next to an empty bottle of pills.
Oh, dear.
When she's taken away in the ambulance, her dad, Mr. Connor, comes out shouting, hey, that's my daughter. Sorry, I've just realised what that makes Sarah's full name.
Sarah Connor.
Yep.
That night, Michelle and her mum find out that Sarah is in a coma.
Whatever.
The next morning, Mr. Lou is talking to the kids about what happened to Sarah.
Can we just get on with our lessons?
Kerry.
Kerry's like, she was slowing us down and should never have been on the team anyway.
True.
Later that day, Sarah's dad, Mr. Connor, has come into the school to shout at Mr. Lou.
No, this is your fault.
Wait!
You knew exactly how hard you were pushing her and you didn't stop.
Mr. Connor, please.
No, this whole team should be disqualified and I'm gonna get it done.
Kerry has overheard this conversation, and next we're shown a text exchange between her and Galen. Kerry says Sarah's dad is trying to cancel the competition, and Galen replies, "He is? What should I do about it?" Next we see Sarah's dad getting into his car. The next morning, there's a new kid in class.
This is Kevin.
Hi.
What about when Sarah comes back?
Then Kevin will step aside, becoming an alternate.
I will?
Yeah.
That's nice for Kevin. It doesn't help that Michelle has decided that she hates him. Anyway, Michelle has been so focused on this Sarah and coma business, she gets a question wrong.
What?
And this hasn't gone unnoticed by Kerry.
What is going on with you? I'm sorry about your friend and all, but she made me fail a test, and I'm not about to let you do the same. Got it?
Kevin's not sure where to go for this afternoon session, so he asks Michelle if he can walk with her.
Do you think that girl's gonna come back?
Her name is Sarah.
Sarah Connor.
I was just wondering because I really want to be a part of the team.
She was my friend, okay?
Bad move, Kevin. I'm not sure why anyone thinks there's even a chance that Sarah might come back. They know she ran out of the class crying when she failed a test. She was taking drugs, ended up in a coma, and her dad has been to the school to shout at Mr. Lou, telling him that he wants the team cancelled. Anyway, Kevin is impressing Mr. Lou.
Oh, Kevin. Great job today, man. You're exactly what this team needs.
Although we don't see Kevin knocking one out when he gets home, it's certainly implied. Michelle goes to see her best friend ever, Sarah, at the hospital.
I'm a friend of Sarah Connor. Where is she?
Nothing to report here because she's in a coma, but her mum's there and she tells Michelle that she's not seen Sarah's dad for a few days and assumes she's just left town without saying anything.
Of course. Well, isn't that what most people do?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Anyway, Michelle tells her mum that she wants to quit the team, and she's like, yeah, that's fine, you can help me and Wendy at the publishing house. So she tells Mr. Lou that she wants to quit so she can help her mum out. He doesn't want her to quit, so he gives her drugs.
Well, that makes sense.
These are study aids.
She's like, did you give these drugs to Sarah, Mr. Lou?
I did. Yes.
But he's like, I wouldn't have done had I known about her drug problem.
Sarah had a drug problem?
Yeah.
He's like, if you take the drugs, everything will be fine. She's like, okay, I'll give it a go.
Nobody can know about this.
When Mr. Lou leaves the office, Kerry approaches him asking if Michelle's quit the team. He's like, nobody's quitting.
She just had her mom in her ear asking to help out at work.
What happens if her mom gets in her ear again?
That's not your problem, Kerry.
At the publishing house, Wendy tells Catherine that she should go home because she looks tired. So she leaves and Wendy puts headphones on. But oh dear, someone has come in. Later, Catherine gets a call at home telling her Wendy is dead. The next morning, this detective has some questions for Catherine.
Do you have any enemies?
Enemies?
Given the damage in there, it's unlikely this was just a break-in.
Back in class, the first decathlon meet has been set for 6 weeks' time, but Michelle is really struggling with the drugs. To clarify, she's been given Adderall and Xanax.
Do me a favour.
Catherine gets a call from Dr. Miller, the author of the book she's supposed to be publishing. But he's like, this isn't going to work for me now that I know Wendy's dead. But she's like, no, it's fine because my daughter's agreed to come and work for me. So she goes to pick Michelle up from school, but Michelle's like, Mum, I've got decathlon practice. Catherine's like, what? I thought you quit. But she's like, well, I haven't, so go home. On her way home from practice, Michelle walks past her mum's office and sees that it's a crime scene. She gets home and she's like, Mum, did someone die at your business? She's like, yeah, Wendy actually. She was murdered.
How could you not tell me? I tried.
Did you?
No.
Michelle has been acting weirdly recently, so when she leaves the next morning, Catherine goes through all her stuff and finds drugs.
You're a very bad girl.
Cut to the detective.
We just found Mr. Connor.
The next scene has to be the highlight of the film. Galen gets a text about Sarah's dad being found murdered.
Sarah's dad was murdered?
What?
But Mr. Lou's like, everyone just focus on your schoolwork.
What?
Then we see this text exchange between Kerry and Galen. Kerry says, Galen, did you do it? And he replies, what? Of course not. Kerry doesn't seem remotely concerned that her friend may have killed someone. She's almost like, oh, there goes Galen again, killing people to keep the decathlon team alive.
Hey, can everyone please settle down? Eyes up here, please. The tests are out. Hey! We are on a tight schedule, and I do not want us falling behind on these tests.
We can't take the test now.
She's right.
It's too messed up.
Oh my gosh. Who the hell cares? Since when do you all care about Mr. Connor?
Michelle's like, I care, and then she leaves. Mr. Lou blames Kerry for this, so she storms off too.
What are you looking at? Get back to your tests.
He's like, I'm going to figure out a solution. You lot just finish your test. As if any of them are going to carry on with their tests after that's just happened. What a knob. Anyway, when Michelle gets home, her mum confronts her about the drugs and she's like, yeah, Mr. Lou gave them to me.
That is not okay.
Michelle's like, by the way, Mum, I think Kerry from school tried to kill Sarah and make it look like a suicide attempt.
What?
She's like, yeah, and I also think she killed Sarah's dad. She's like, what? Sarah's dad's dead?
Yes.
And Michelle's like, yeah, they found his body in the trunk of his car. They're about to go to the police when there's a knock on the door. It's Mr. Lou and he barges in and begs Michelle to rejoin the team.
You gave my daughter drugs.
He's like, for fuck's sake, Michelle, you weren't supposed to tell anyone. Catherine's like, okay, I'm calling the police.
No, you're not. Stop it, Catherine.
I think you need to see a therapist.
She's like, Mr. Lou, what the fuck are you doing?
Michelle, call the police.
No, nobody is calling the police.
Then he grabs a knife and holds it to Catherine's throat.
It was you. You killed Sarah's dad. You killed Wendy. You tried to kill Sarah too.
He's like, yeah, I did it for the team. I did it for you.
Are you thinking about you? Alright.
He's like, when I was your age, I was in an academic decathlon team and the best student left. Since then, I've wondered what my life would have been like had that student not quit.
Oh, come on. That's full.
I'm not making this up. This is the actual script. This is shit. Anyway, then there's this fight.
Michelle, come back.
Mr. Lou isn't dead, so he'll be going to jail for a long time.
Good.
At an unspecified time later, we find out that Catherine is a best-selling book out about Mr. Lou. Kerry's got expelled for drugs and Sarah is back on the decathlon team. But who's replaced Mr. Lou?
Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Good.
Wow, and that's the end of the film. So until next time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe and check out this other video. Thank you.